I want to start my video today by apologizing for a couple of things. One, if I sound a little weird and I'm a little sniffly during this video, I apologize. I am very sick. I got a really bad cold. My 12-year-old brings home like every illness you can think of. He's a regular little typhoid Mary. I think the kid goes around spending half his time during the day licking doorknobs just so he can bring diseases home to everybody. So not feeling really well, not sounding really good, but I think it makes my voice kind of deep and sexy, so that's a positive thing. So I apologize if I turn anybody on out there. I also want to apologize that the sound and the lighting will probably not be quite right during this video. I'm going back to an old static background, more like I used to do when I first started doing videos, getting away from the green screen as much. So I haven't got the sound and the lighting worked out well. You're probably going to hear bones popping too because I'm not editing this video, so I apologize for that also. I'm old, I pop when I move. So want to get those two things out of the way, let people know, like I said, I'm going back to the old thing here, the old style. I just don't got the sound and lighting worked out yet, but hopefully it'll come out okay. But I wanted to take this opportunity today to do one of my long, rambling, unedited rants where I just go on about something that, probably pisses me off and nobody else. But wanted to do that today. Because, quite often I say things in my videos that make me, let's say, less popular in the gun community, especially with the more established parts of the gun community. So today I want to do just that. I want to say something that's probably going to make me look very bad in the eyes of a lot of gun owners and a lot of industries inside the gun community. And what I want to say is that Wayne LaPierre has to go. He is useless, he's worthless, and we have to get rid of Wayne LaPierre as head of the NRA. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the NRA has to go. I'm saying Wayne LaPierre has to go. The NRA is something that I've had trouble supporting over the years because I disagree with them on a lot of things, but I still support them because I recognize that they are our largest voice in Washington. And if we utilize them correctly, they are the most potent tool we have, and I said potent tool, as gun owners, as a gun community, if we use them properly. And I don't think they've been being used properly for a long time. One of the reasons I think they're not being used properly is because of Wayne LaPierre. He's not a gun guy. He's not a guy that cares about the Second Amendment. He's not even someone who's even served his country. I mean, this is a guy who used family connections and weaseling to get out of going to Vietnam when he got drafted. So I don't really think much of him as a person, period. But I could overlook all of that if he ran the NRA in a way that I thought he should. But he doesn't. He doesn't run the NRA in the way it should be run. The NRA should be run in a way that it someday hopes to be obsolete and unneeded. It hopes to win the fight. Soldiers don't go out onto the battlefield hoping to remain soldiers and keep fighting their whole life. They want to win so they can go back home and be fathers and mothers and lovers and sons and daughters. They don't want to stay soldiers their whole life. Wayne LaPierre gets $1 million a year paycheck, so he wants to be soldiers his entire life. He gets paid to be that soldier, so he wants to stay that way for his entire life, and for his whoever he appoints next or whoever wins next entire life. And that's not how you should run the NRA. Everything he does, he is just a politician. We basically have a politician running our organization. And we are fighting against politicians. We shouldn't have a politician running our organization, the biggest organization we have. Because the strength of the NRA is its numbers. It's us. It's members. It's not the fact that some bigwig is running it. It's us. And we've got the wrong guy wielding our clout. Like I said, he's wielding it like a politician. Just like politicians like to maintain division among the masses so they can stay in power, he's trying to maintain the fight. He tries to keep a balance in the fight. He abandons states like Oregon and Washington. When we needed the NRA most, they were nowhere to be found. He's abandoned other states in the past because if he doesn't abandon them and let us lose every now and then he doesn't have anything to stand up there and fight for and say, you need to send us more money. And that's not the way the NRA should work. The NRA should fight to win every battle, even if it means they're going to get less money later, because their money is not their power. Their money is the number of people that are members. And he just doesn't understand that. Well, he understands it, but he doesn't want to do it that way because, like I say, why give up his $1 million a year cushy job where he does next to nothing except for do a little bit of FaceTime on a camera every now and then? So Wayne LaPierre is the worst thing that could happen to the NRA. He's the worst person we could have running the NRA. We need someone up there that understands the Second Amendment, that understands gun rights, and understands that we're in this fight to win it, not maintain it for a profit margin like Wayne LaPierre does. So we just need to get rid of him. He's got to go. I'm sorry, that's not going to make me popular with a lot of people. Another thing he's not going to make popular is the people he appoints as spokesmen for the NRA. Like this new person he just did, Dana Loesch. Now, I got no real problem with her personally, but she is the person that came out recently and just tried to use religion to divide gun owners and non-gun owners by calling people that didn't agree with her politics godless. They're godless. All those people to the left of me are godless. And that's not what we need as a spokesman for the NRA. Who does she appeal to? How does she broaden the horizons of the NRA, broaden the appeal of the NRA? She only appeals to a certain hardcore demographic. Those people are probably already members of the NRA. So when you bring her in, not only do you not broaden the appeal of the NRA, you narrow it and you piss off other people. I did a video about her when she did that statement about calling people godless, and the vast majority of the people in the gun community were like, yeah, see, that's disgusting, that's bad. I was really expecting to get hammered on that, but most people agreed with me. So if most people on YouTube that are gun people agree that she's not a good spokesman for our cause, why would Wayne LaPierre think she is? And the reason he thinks that is because he has to maintain that division. He has to maintain fighting at the ground level so people don't notice that this is just some jerk who's not trying to win any fights, who's just sucking off the teats of our NRA dues. So I don't like the way he appoints people. I don't like the people he chooses. It's very clear that he is running the NRA in a way that it should always exist, and it should always exist at the size it is now, when the NRA is an organization that should be run in a way, like I said before, that someday hopes to not have to exist. It'll probably always exist in one form or another, but I would like to get to where we live in a country where gun rights are no longer on the table. It's indisputably that the Second Amendment is the rule, and there's no reason to fight against it, and states are told by the federal government that you got no say in gun rights, no new gun laws, period. The federal gun laws are just the Second Amendment, and that's it, period. And that becomes the accepted norm, to where the NRA just has to be a bunch of us joining together in a club and promoting, safety and security and teaching kids how to use guns and stuff. The things the NRA was originally founded on. It's become less that and more this political movement where people profit off of it by maintaining the movement, maintaining the fight. And that's got to stop. It's got to go back to being run the way it should be run, by people who actually understand the Second Amendment. Wayne LaPierre doesn't give a shit about the Second Amendment. He doesn't give a shit about guns. People inside the organization said, well, Wayne LaPierre doesn't even know anything about guns. He doesn't care about guns. And that's because he's just a politician. He is a political leech sucking money from the NRA and running it in a way to maintain that division and maintain that fight. And he's got to go. Like I said, I know that's not going to make me popular with a lot of people, but as far as I'm concerned, support the NRA, keep supporting the NRA, but let's do everything we can to change it into the organization that it needs to be. And the first step to doing that is getting rid of Wayne LaPierre.